Hey Queens, welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We got a late start today because I did not want to get up. The weather in New York, it is so dreary. Is that the word? Yeah, I think that's the word. Sometimes my ESL kicks in. So it is gray. It is rainy. It is cold. I was supposed to go out and run some errands, but when I looked out the window, I was like, I don't think so. Yesterday, I was stuck outside waiting for buses, and I woke up with a sore throat. So I am going nowhere. And instead, I said that I would film this video because I'm super hyped about it. I ordered these products I want to say maybe a month ago. I went on the Essence website and I found the Emily in Paris collection, and anyone who knows me knows that I love everything girly, feminine, delicate, dainty, and Paris is just that for me. Fun fact, in 2014, I did go to Paris. I went to Paris with my mom, my aunt. One of my other aunts lived in France at the time, and she invited us. So we happily went, and we had the best time. I just had so much fun during that trip. Not only because it was Paris, but and we went to other cities. We went to London, we went to Barcelona, we went to Venice, Italy. So we went to Rome. So we traveled. But I think what I enjoyed the most about that trip was just that it was a girls' trip. It was my family. It was, my mom and my aunts who impart a lot of knowledge and wisdom. I learned a lot during that trip, and we had these amazing talks at the end of the night. We would drink cafecito with a piece of pie or a small piece of cake or some pastry at the end of that night. And my aunt would just, I don't know, she just amazes me. I just love her so much. And I learned so much about our family history and the strong women in my family, those who came way before me. And that was just a very memorable trip, one that I will hold forever in my heart. And I do have a lot of pictures, so I'll share those photos with you in this video. And yeah, so when I saw Emily in Paris, the theme, in the Essence website, I said, oh my goodness, I gotta get everything. So I did get a couple of things that came in this box. But I also want to tell you that I also ordered other products from Essence because Essence is very affordable. And this is not sponsored. I paid for everything myself. But I did want to try other things that a lot of times my Ulta doesn't have in stock. So for example, I love the Essence False Lashes mascara. That's my favorite. It's $4.99, and I love it so much that when it's out of stock in Ulta, I'll go to Amazon and purchase a few. I do have a lot of other mascaras here that I purchased at Lot Less and other stores, CVS. But I always go back to the Essence because I think their formula is superb. I think that my lashes, I only got into falsies now that I'm doing makeup videos. But when I was working, and obviously I would put makeup on to go to work, right? And I always used that mascara. And there was a time, this was before my accident with the acetone in the nail shop, that my lashes were so long and they looked really thick. And that mascara just did wonders for me because, my natural lashes were like, they've never been thick, but they were a little longer than they are now. But that mascara just elongated them. And like to the point that they would touch the top of my eyelid. And they just look so beautiful. So when I started noticing that and people were like complimenting me on my eyelashes, I was like, oh no, this is the mascara for me. So I've been using it for, I want to say for like maybe 6 years now. Yeah, and I always go back to that mascara because it is my true favorite. So let me show you what I got, and then we're gonna get into the main attraction. So I have never been able to find a foundation, you know. So when I looked at the shades, I'm praying that this is my shade. Oh, by the way, I already prepped my eyebrows because I didn't want to do that on camera because I wanted to talk about the products more. So I got this Keep Me Covered foundation by Essence, and the shade, let me see what shade this is. And the shade is number 80, light medium. So it's still sealed. Oh, okay. So I'm excited to see what this is gonna look like on my skin. I also got a primer. So you know, the last primer that I purchased was the Power Grip by e.l.f. and no lie, it feels like glue on your face. Like it will keep everything on your face. Like it just like, yeah, it's just like glue. So, but the thing is that I feel like it's really heavy and it clogs my pores. So, and it's hard for me to take off my makeup. I have to like really wash my skin a couple of times to get everything off for me to feel like it's clean. So I said I wouldn't use it anymore. And then with the whole debacle with the under eye concealer that time with the Kosas, I said absolutely not. I'm not going to use it anymore. And I haven't. I mean, do I want to use it in the future? Absolutely. Because I never give up on my products unless they are a disaster a couple of times and it doesn't work, then I have to get rid of them. Because I also don't want to put my face through any trauma, you know what I mean? So I purchased this Redness Reducer Primer by Essence. And because you know that over here it's always red. Always. And anytime I put on a product, like you can see the redness. So I'm going to use this today. I also purchased an eyelid primer, which you know I never use. I usually use my concealer, you know, on my lid. But I'm going to use a primer to make sure that the eyeshadow stays in place. And hopefully there's no fallout with the makeup that I purchased. So I also got the Keep Me Covered concealer. And this one is in shade 30 Alabaster. It looks really, really light. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll make it work. I also got the Brighten Up powder. And this is just a setting powder in the shade 20, Baba Banana. Baba Banana. And then 3 other very important things that I purchased was this. And I'm going to have to keep my glasses on because these letters are so tiny. So I also got this. This is Bright Eyes Under Eye Stick Brightening Effect and Caring. So this is what it looks like. We're going to be putting that under my eye in a minute. I got this blush, and is Baby Got Blush in the shade Tickle Me Pink, which is number 10. These remind me of the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. And I got a bronzer, number 10, Cinnamon Spice. And this is what it looks like. This looks more like a contour. So I don't know if I should use it as a contour stick. Maybe I could try it that way. Okay. So those are the products that I purchased. So those are the products that I got. Now let's move on to the star of the show. This is the entire collection. I left a lot of it in the bubble wrap because I didn't want it to like move around and break and stuff. So let's see. This is and by the way, the packages are so adorable. It says Emily in Paris and obviously the Eiffel Tower. This is, let me get my glasses. This is the Baked Blush Lighter, and the shade is 01 Say It To Possibility. That's the, I know the light is, there it goes. And then this is the shade. You already know I don't wear highlighter, but I am going to wear this blush because there's a blush and a highlighter in one. And then, oops, something came out. Oh, this is the Emily in Paris eyeshadow. Let me see what it says. This is the Emily in Paris eyeshadow palette. And the shade, or the name of the palette, is called 02 Meet Me at the Eiffel Tower. And then it's a pop-up, if you see. It's the Eiffel Tower here. I think it's adorable. And they have a lot of purple, if you notice, like dusty rose purple. They have gold, they have silver, they have 1, 2, 3, they have like 3 or 4 mattes, and the rest is shimmer. So I don't know, but we're gonna use them. Then we have, oh yes, we have the under eye patches, but obviously I'm not going to use that right now because I already prepped my face. Oh yes, the Emily in Paris false lashes, see? And I got 2 of these. So this is the lipstick 01 Merci Chérie. I might be butchering the name, but you already know. No sense. See the other one? And the Emily in Paris lip gloss. And this has some glitter in it. And actually is shimmering lip oil. And the shade is, this is a plumping lip oil. And it says, the shade is Pardon, Not Pardon. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so none of these products really have a scent, which is great. So, and then let me see. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm so excited to use all these products. So the only thing out of essence that I'm going to use today, just for your FYI, the products that I used on my eyebrows, obviously, I used the e.l.f. eyebrow stick, and I used the NYX glue, eyebrow glue, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. setting spray. And you know, the other day I told you guys that I was like losing everything, like things were like just disappearing. This was one of them. That's why you haven't seen me use it in the videos, because I didn't know where it went. I don't know if it was because I was moving all my stuff. Remember I was telling you that I painted my dresser, so I misplaced it, but I just found it yesterday. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to leave it on my desk because I need to set my makeup. So, and I didn't want to buy another one because I knew I had one. I do have my coffee. Oh yeah, and I also want to share that because I am super inspired by Emily in Paris. I am going to wear, my outfit is already on the bed. I'm going to wear a black dress with a beret. And some shimmery stuff, accessories. And I may do my hair. Maybe I'll leave it loose. Maybe I'll do a braid. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my hair. But I want to try on the beret, so I got to definitely do something different with my hair. And I'm going to be doing my makeup while I drink this nice Nespresso in my in my Paris cup. And by the way, I bought this mug in Paris, so that's why it's extra special. And I may be ODing on Paris and all things French today, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here for all of it. So let's get started. queens, this is the final look. There's a lot going on here. There are a lot of pinks and light pinks and dark pinks. My initial reaction is I really don't like. My initial reaction is I really don't like the colors. This is just not my vibe. I don't like a dramatic eye with a dark lip. But I wanted to try all the products and tell you about them. So let's review everything. I did my eyebrows before I started the video. I used the Redness Reducer Primer. The formula is very light. It's almost watery. It's very liquidy. It's not thick. It went on my skin really nicely. It did reduce a lot of the redness. As I applied it, my skin turned red. But when I put the foundation on, it concealed the redness beautifully. So I do like this primer. Actually, I like this primer right now. I mean, the way that, you know, I used it under here and my under eyes. And when I used the products there, it didn't make it look choppy like the other product did. So I do like this one. I went in with the eyeshadow primer, and this was also very liquidy, very light on the eyes. I used a little drop for both eyes, and I like how that looked. Then I went in and I concealed my eyebrows with the concealer. I only use it for my eyebrows because I was going to use it for my under eye, but I realized that when I carved my eyebrows, the color is too light for me. It blended in really nicely with my skin, so I have no complaints there. And we'll continue to use it for the eyebrows. I'm not going to use it for my under eyes. For my under eyes though, I discovered something really nice. So this under eye brightener in this color, it came out when I applied it under my under eyes. It came out like, it looked pink, iridescent pink. And then when I blended it in, I started to change my under eyes. So when I started the video, I had panda eyes, right? So like they were super dark. And as I applied it, it really reduced the darkness. So I love this product. I think that this is what I'm going to use every single day when I prepare my makeup moving forward. After I completed my eye look, then I went in with the foundation. And this foundation is very dark. I mean, it's light to medium, which is usually what I go for. But this is a little too dark for me. I think I used it. I didn't put any like blended anywhere near my ears. Because what I'm going to do, I recently purchased some headphones and I don't have coverage for the ears. So even though I clean my ears and everything, sometimes the makeup does get caught in the creases. Even though you clean them well and everything, sometimes you still have product, and I don't want to stain my earphones. So that's why I didn't blend it all the way up to my ears. But I will say, this foundation, it's easy to apply. It's very watery. It's not thick at all. As you saw when I applied it on my makeup blender, it was like dripping. That's why I wanted to show you. One pump. I used 2 pumps, small pumps, for my right cheek, and it pretty much covered everything. Then I used 1 more for my left cheek, and it covered everything. So 1 or 2 drops it goes a long way. I used 1 drop for my forehead, and it was, I think, too much. But it blended really nicely. I like to take my time blending the foundation, because sometimes when I'm editing, I can see like some spots, and sometimes I don't get to see that on my mirror. So I just want to make sure that everything is blended really well, so there are no spots when I'm editing, because then it's too late, right? I already took off my makeup and everything. So after the foundation, I went in with this. This is the Baba Banana Brighten Up setting powder. I went in under my eyes, and it brightened it up lovely. I'm really liking these eye brightening products from Essence. Then I used, this is a bronzer, but I used it as a contour stick, and I love the shade. I love how well it applies. It's not overly creamy, it's very light, and it blended up really nicely. So what I find with other contour sticks is that, one, they dry up really fast, and so it's hard to blend nicely because it'll like leave like a mark, right? And then, but this one doesn't dry fast. It was easy to blend all over my face. I especially liked how it looked on my forehead. Then I went in with the Tickle Me Pink blush stick, and this is very pigmented, so a little bit does go a long way if you want something really light, but it is buildable because I added a little bit more on my left cheek than my right cheek. So this one was a little pinker, a little darker than my right cheek, so I had to go in a second time with the blush. On top of that, you know, I'm not a highlighter person, but this does have some blush as well, and it's shimmer, which is this is the blush lighter. And I went in and I applied some only because I wanted to see how the highlighter part was gonna look like. And I'm just not a highlighter person. I really am not. I want to get into it. I can't. The only places where I really do like highlight is on my brow bones and on my nose. But on my cheek, I just feel like it's just too much. But it came out nice. It's very subtle. It's not too much. Then I went in with the lipstick. So I originally thought that this lipstick was red, but it is not. It is a hot pink. When I applied it, it's very pigmented. It is very creamy. It's not sticky, which I like. So, but I thought that it needed something else. So I tried the lip oil. This is the plumping lip oil, right? And it has a little bit of shimmer, and I really applied it for the shine. The lip oil is a little thick, so you know what the consistency feels like castor oil. You know how castor oil is very thick? This is what this feels like. The only difference is that it doesn't have a scent. The only difference is that obviously it doesn't smell like smoke, because you know castor oil smells like smoke. So this doesn't, but it made the lip look a lot better. I like the shine over the lipstick. Now, I left the shadow palette for last because I want to tell you that I originally, in the beginning of this video, when I was showing you, when I was unpacking the makeup, I said, wow, these have a lot of pinks and has purple. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. I'm not a mauve or hot pink kind of girl on my eyes, but you know, almost everything is like pink, so I went with it. What's interesting is that and by the way, the colors are very pigmented. This palette is highly pigmented, so if you're the type of person that loves a lot of color on your eyelid, this is the palette for you. I was hoping, and I always hope when I get new palettes, is that they are not as pigmented, so you can like pretty much build them up, but this is not the case. So I went in, I originally was going to go in with this deep mauve, but then I was like, no, because it almost looks like a burgundy, and I'm not sure if I want a burgundy on my eye. So I went in with this mauve color, and the very first, I only how do you call it, I only slightly touched the product, and then I went in, I tapped it like I always do, and then I went in right on my right eye, and immediately I saw a lot of pigment, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope I can salvage this because this looks a little too dark for me. So I blended it as much as I could, trying to see if it would lighten up a little bit as I blended it, but it didn't. It kept getting darker. So I went in to the other eye. What was interesting is that I guess when I broke the seal, you know, like the first application is always going to get like the dark. What I think happened is that the first use, I got all the product on my eye. Now as I tap it and I use it on my other eye, it wasn't as it was pigmented, but not as much as my right side, or as the first time that I used it. So I blended that and I added a little more just to make it match. After that, I went in with this light pink. And again, they are very pigmented, so I went with another brush to use it as a transitional color. Then lastly, I went in with this shimmer, which is pink with some peach iridescence, and I used that for the inner corner of my eyes. I went back in with the original brush for that mauvey color, and I blended everything so that there were no harsh lines, and they blend really well together. So the formula for this palette is extraordinary. I think that Essence did a great job with this palette and the formula. And then lastly, I went in with this highlighter on the bottom for my brow bone, and I think it was a little too bright though. I think it was a little too bright. I mean, I can even go in and like try to blend, because I just feel like it was a little too bright. I think next time what I can do is I can use this blush lighter for my brow bone and maybe my nose. The only products that were not Essence, obviously, like I said, was my e.l.f. brow stick, my NYX brow glue. I also, you already know that I love the mascara, and the eyelashes, which are from the Five Below store. And then everything else was Essence today. So if you like this video and the look and the products, give it a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.